there's a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of videos, and I think we was what the second episode or something where we was watching. I might have been at the crib, man. Where I think it was like Shaq freezing up. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Oh
be
yeah.
having people glitching and doing all type of crazy stuff. So it ain't no
Right.
telling.
Right.
You know, Big Mom them say it got the devil in
Right.
them, but that could be a clone too, though.
I mean, like I say, if you didn't hear me before, I truly believe that there is some truth to it, right? Uh, you look at Kevin Hart's situation, for example, right? He was in a car accident, right? Bad back accident. All of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying? He back to work. Now I've had bad back problems, nigga, all my life. I ain't never been able to just bounce back. That's just me, That's
I ain't never heard about it.
You never heard about him getting into an accident in
No, I'm
2019?
talking about bouncing back from back problems.
I mean, unless you got the money, you know what I'm saying? You could definitely afford to just bounce right back. You know what I'm saying? But I got this video, right, of Raven Simone. And she's from the Bill Cosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Little Raven.
yeah, look, and
She ain't
she
little no more though.
no, she ain't little no more. She definitely ain't little at all no more. But she said something that was kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to play it for you real quick, and you let me know. You know what I'm saying? What you think about it? You know what I'm saying? So let's check out this first one, and then we'll see what we got going on. Tell me what you think.
I can only tell you how the journey to the Cosby Show happened through folklore that my parents told me how to answer that question when I was younger. I do know that they grinded. My mom said she worked during the night and my dad took me to auditions during the day, or vice versa. Every night, understanding that this is a job you can't mess up. This is not for fun, but it is fun. Make sure you respect people. Don't do this, don't do that. It was a lot of rules in place. You know, it's doing an album at 5 and staying in the studio until 2, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're 5 years old knowing that this is the next step in your career, so suck it up and let's do it. It's, whoosh. You just do what you gotta do. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember I don't remember a scene. I don't remember anything while it's a rehearsal or a camera. I remember the smell of the soul food coming out of his dressing room. I remember this. Okay, so when we opened the show in front of a live studio audience, you had to walk up these stairs and we came down that classic staircase. I remember standing up there and playing with the wood before I went down. I do not remember as soon as the camera starts. Something clicks off and I do what I'm trained to do. Yeah, when I turned 18, I knew something was going on, so I started going to therapy, and it's dissociation. I just black out. I turn into who I'm supposed to be when the camera's on, and then I come back to when normal life resumes. Again, it's bottled up. I mean, I still have a great relationship with Malcolm Jamal Warner, and I don't even know why. I just know that I adore him. I can't really tell you the genesis of it, but I'm sure he helped me when I needed it, and everyone vice versa.
Some real key points that she really should remember. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hit me real tough.
And don't remember. Like, I believe that's true, man. In a
Never walking down the stairs. She don't never remember walking down the stairs.
No, she said the only thing that she do remember is touching the wood before she walked down the steps, and as soon as the camera's cut on, it's like one of those bam. Like, I don't remember shit, just get right into the mode. You know what I'm saying? And then she had a very close, you know what I'm saying, relationship with Jamal. Now, I'm not sure if that was because he was like the groomer or if he was actually protecting her. You know what I'm saying? But she remembers that part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Also, like I say, she remembers that there's a soul food smell. You know what I'm saying? So the nose. Like we got memory, muscle memory in our nose, muscle memory in our eyes, ears, and all that shit, so we can remember shit, smell things, things like that nature. So what I'm saying, I believe that there's some truth to it. I wonder what Nancy would think about that. You know what I'm saying? I wonder. Let's. Nancy, is you in this building? Are you in here?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's up? What I what I think is I think it's really interesting that she had mentioned the fact that these are the only things that she remembers. I really think that's sad. Because I know anytime I I'm just remembering myself when we had to sing in the choir and just from little on up, singing in the choir, singing in groups. I remember all of that. So something traumatic must have happened that she does not remember. I pray that if the day ever comes that it turns out that something traumatic did occur, that she's surrounded by some support. Because yeah, even my daughter, when she's performing and things like that, and she's been doing it since she was little, I don't remember her ever saying anything like she had to disassociate herself like that. I know when she gets in front of the cameras, it's like, you know, everything turns on that part, but she remembers
Mm-hmm.
um, what happens. So, man, my prayers go out to her, you know?
I think
Interesting.
MK Ultra is a real thing. They've been using it through the CIA. They've been using it through the military for many, many years, allegedly. So like I say, why not
Mhm.
use it to promote and push an agenda when you especially have like people in front of the limelight and cameras and lights, cameras in action.
Kevin Hart may have been killed in 2019 and been replaced with a clone. Wait, what, bro? The story goes that in 2019, he got in a car wreck when he was in the car with two friends. He had this nice muscle car, and it flipped over, and the top half was crunched.
He said, "It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment. And this new version was born to understand and do better."
And then there's this interview where he literally says that he's a clone.
How do you do it?
I have a clone.
I was gonna say that. There's two of you.
Cat's out the bag. Okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you.
All right.
I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned. I'm cloned. I'm cloned.
Now, this is all a conspiracy theory.
I mean, if you just listen to his stand-up comedy routines throughout the years, like, they're a lot different than they used to be.
Hey, that car was towed up. I'm talking about.
Ripped to shreds, and you survived that like it's crushed. You survived it. You had all these elective back surgeries, and you back to work immediately. Oh man, that's
You gonna need it. You gonna need at least a good 6 weeks in a nurse or two.
6 weeks.
And a nurse or two.
6 weeks.
And a nurse or two.
Not 6 weeks. Nah. So, all right, Nancy, talk to me. What you think about Kevin Hart having this accident, surviving, and getting right back to it, and then he get on the mainstream talking about, yeah, I got clones, I got a clone, woo woo woo. What's that? Real Husband of Hollywood? A whole damn season of clones talking about, yeah, clone doing this and clone doing that. You got to take people's word for face value. If they say they doing this, take it for face value. You can't say later on, oh, I didn't know. You didn't tell me. Yeah, I told you. You didn't believe me. You just kept watching the movie. So, Nancy, talk to me. What you thinking?
I think that sometimes you have to use discernment. That's me personally. You have to use discernment. Uh, I remember the incident, and I remember the circumstances surrounding it. So, um, him being a clone, I don't really myself personally necessarily believe that. Um, Anything's possible though, but I personally do not believe that he was a clone. But him clowning like that, and saying like there's three of them, he's a clone. I, yeah, me
Okay.
personally, I don't believe it, but
Hmm.
like I say, anything's possible, but then also too, you really have to use discernment, in my opinion, that is. In my opinion, still.
Absolutely.
He's with it.
I agree. I agree with you. So
He's
let's
with
use a little bit more of our discernment and try to figure out what the hell Will Smith is talking about. Okay. Now he on I guess maybe on set for the Gemini Man. I'm not sure. But let's see if this, is some CGI or if it's just like some truth to it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I believe a lot of these actors, you know what I'm saying, when they say certain things, they'll laugh it off. You know what I'm saying? Just to, play it off. But if it's the truth, they'll laugh it off or whatever the case may be. But let's see what Will Smith is talking about. Okay, let's check this out real quick. What is it? This one? Yeah.
Me versus. Whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man. Yeah, okay. I can say clone, I want to say clone. All right, so there's like a clone by Wait. Right. When it comes out, let's get a selfie real quick. Let's hop in for a selfie.
Okay. Okay. Hop in for a selfie real quick. What you think, Knuckles?
Yeah, I think it's CGI also. And I know that when he was doing what was it, about 5 years ago with Gemini Man, I watched that movie several times. I love that movie. But I think it was just promo from that, just promoting that movie, the Gemini Man, the movie. I watched some of the behind the scenes footage of how they made it, and
Mm-hmm.
now how they did that is really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and how they would study his face and everything to get it so that it the the
Mesh.
animation and the CGI and all the effects and stuff mimicked him exactly.
Right.
I found that really interesting. But yeah,
Well, so Ness, let me ask you this. So, okay, do you know about clone meat?
clone.
Clone meat. Yes.
Oh, clone meat.
Yes.
Hmm.
Have you
Heard
heard of
about
clone
it?
animals?
Yes, I've heard about that.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
So is it too far-fetched to clone humans?
They doing it.
They doing it?
Yeah.
Allegedly, or they doing it?
No, like at the end of last year, they had clones and people.
Okay.
It could, it could have been TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You be seeing some of everything.
Okay. Okay. All right. B.O.B.
I do think they're doing something. I
Mm.
don't know exactly,
They
but they
been
can't,
doing something.
they're not, I don't think they have any breath in their bodies or anything like that. They're like robotic, but they're doing something, because especially with the way in which they're working technology with AI, and how they are creating AI as it's evolving, excuse me, not evolving, evolving. I do think that they are creating, I guess you want to call them clones, that are, matter of fact, they're actually able to communicate with that clone, and that clone is able to communicate with you, have a really good conversation. It's learning how to learn, and it's constantly developing. Um,
Mm.
the technology and how they think, how they talk to you, able to recognize expressions and things like that.
Mm.
There are scientists out there working and doing that right now.
Right.
So
Okay.
they're doing something.
It's the same as AI. It's learning, it's constantly growing, and all that good stuff. A little bit, right? In a
It's like
sense.
AI, yeah.
Okay.
It's like AI.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
They are like AI.
So, do we remember B.O.B.? Remember B.O.B.? You remember B.O.B., Nancy? The rapper?
The group? Yep.
Okay. He ain't been making nothing. Okay. He ain't dropped nothing in a minute. All after he started talking about the cloning facilities and what's going on and MK Ultra, they blackballed him. So I say to that extent. There had to be some truth. Now, I got a video. I'd like to play it for you. Let's go.
All the missing kids and missing people that were used for MK Ultra, and what they would do is they would experiment with consciousness transfer, where they could transfer your consciousness, and also they could replicate DNA. They could replicate your body. They could replicate your body, put you in another body, train you to be an assassin or fucking anything, and then transfer you, and then wipe your memory and transfer you back into your original body, and you think that you just had a crazy ass dream, and it happens different. It happens different for different people. Like certain people are like kidnapped and kept on these bases. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe they were like they trained them, transferred their consciousness, trained them, put them back in their original body, put them back into society.
Can you talk about the danger?
Talk to me.
I mean, I'm gonna just fall back and be like, whether they really cloning people or they not, the government up to some shenanigans, man. Like, that was an old video, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? He look way older now.
No, it was. It was a older video that he posted a while ago back on TikTok that I don't even think you can find anymore. I saved it just for this purpose, just to show you. Yeah.
So they took the video.
There's a lot of videos they wiped on TikTok before.
This is true.
Before the new one. Before the new TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Before the reboot.
Before the reboot. Yeah.
The reboot.
Yeah, the reboot got a totally different algorithm now, Jack. I swear to God it does. But TikTok speaking of reboot, we rebooting the country.
We rebooting the world.
2025. Project 2025. A reboot.
Told you they ain't ready, man. We might not be ready.
I know we ain't ready. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna turn this entire country upside down. You know what I'm saying? You say men is men and women is women, that's it. Education system's finna be
gone.
The what is it? The DEI, I believe it is.
Gone.
Gone.
You can name anything. It's gone.
Gone. It's crazy.
Or it's going to be gone.
So Representative Jasmine Crockett, she has some interest in the state. She was, you know what I mean, heading out, you know what I'm saying, just came from a town hall meeting thing. And she went in. I like, you know what I mean, what she had to say. And if you haven't heard what she said, let me play what she said.
Jasmine always be on point.
Always. Let's go.
Can you talk about the dangers of Project 2025?
Project 2025 is nothing but a white supremacist manifesto to how they can delete anybody that ain't old, white, and male. That is all it is. It's about attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's about attacking those that don't want to bow down to the orange Jesus and decide that they're going to be his loyalists and do whatever they want him to do. It's about getting rid of the Department of Education, getting rid of the Department of Justice, making everyone subscribe to the way that they understand and interpret Christianity, which I'm sure is the same Christianity that somehow justified slavery. That's why Trump had to go ahead and send that dog whistle about our black jobs. And I got news for him and anybody else. My black ass is exactly where I'm supposed to be, trying to check them and their white supremacy. So essentially what it is to destroy us and to destroy democracy. It also looks at consolidating power in the hands of the president. This is what we already see happening when we look at what the Supreme Court did when they decided that they were going to crown him King Trump and give him immunity that has never been warranted or given in this country, warrants immunity that would allow him to literally kill somebody and get away with it. So that's Project 2025 in a nutshell. And don't forget your grannies and your aunties, because they're trying to take your Medicaid, Social Security, and Medicare.
Man, boy, 2025. Up around and find out.
Yikes.
We done found out.
Oh. You know, a lot. Yeah, you gonna find out.
No, we done found out. We find it. We uncover new tragedies every day. Every time this mug open his mouth, it's a tragedy, boy.
And it's all truth, because people have been speaking on this since last year.
Facts.
Step by step, every month they've been talking about Project 2025, and it's here. And those who elected Trump as president, here you go. You're welcome. Here you go. Now, was it a good idea to elect Trump? I don't know. Would Kamala Harris would have been a better suit?
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they all puppets. They gonna do what they are paid to do. The presidential seat is a job.
Hey man, I don't think nobody was trying to rename the Panama Canal except him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? What else we could put on the list?
What? Hold on. The Gulf of America. Let's change all this shit up. Huh?
How they gonna improve the economy though?
Go to Canada. Take everything from there. I'm talking about we going up and down. Yeah, I want everything from Canada. I want everything from Mexico.
American sandwich.
Everything.
American sandwich.
Huh. So there's pillars to this thing, right? You know what I'm saying? We heard about the 4 pillars, right? I got another video. We're gonna see what this guy's talking about with the 4 pillars, because he kind of broke it down for us. For those who don't know, Project 2025 is madness, man.
Man, let's die. Let's die.
Okay. All right. You ready for the next one?
Let's give these people some knowledge, man.
Let's go.
In our last video, we told you Project 2025 has 4 main pillars. Let's go back to the first one. Restore the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. It says the next conservative president must make the institutions of American civil society hard targets for woke culture warriors. And this starts with deleting the terms sexual orientation and gender identity, diversity, equity, and inclusion, gender equality, gender equity, gender awareness, gender sensitive, abortion, reproductive health, reproductive rights, and any other term used to, their words not mine, deprive Americans of their First Amendment rights. We're excising that out of every federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant, regulation, and piece of legislation that exists. They are erasing disfavored elements from their definition of family. And you better ask yourself, is your family the right kind? Because black families and families of color should expect no recognition of the impact of racism, because DEI is gone. And you're not the right kind of family if your parents are committed but not married. And you're not the right kind of family if your parents are of the same gender. So they define family, and then they say give control of what happens to the schools and in the schools to the right kind of family. Document's clear. Schools serve parents, not the other way around. That is, of course, the best argument for universal school choice. But even before this long-term goal, parents' rights as their children's primary educators should be non-negotiable in American schools. They don't stop there. The noxious tenets of critical race theory and gender ideology should be excised from every curricula in every public school in the country. These theories poison our children, who are being taught, on the one hand, to affirm that the color of their skin fundamentally determines their identity and even their moral status, while on the other, they are taught to deny, and get this, their words, to deny the very creatureliness that inheres in being human and consists in accepting the givenness of our nature as men or women. Now, teaching the truth about anti-black racism does not affirm the color of our skin fundamentally determines our identity. It demonstrates that many people in this country wanted the color of our skin to fundamentally determine our identity and our opportunities. And this stuff about a creatureliness, I got no idea what that means, but it's gobbledygook and nonsense, defied by biology and human experience. Come back for more.
Boy, he laid it bare.
Creatureliness. Is that a word? Creatureliness?
Yeah, it's a word, man, but
damn.
It's indicative to no bueno.
It's definitely no bueno. So, Nancy, I got to get your opinion. Talk to me. How you feel?
it has been, truth be told, then this is something we've been warned about, since it came out. Um, Hopefully we're paying attention because I just think it's a trip. Like number one, when Trump came out and is trying to do away with birthright citizenship. And
Yeah.
then now, as of, was it today or yesterday, there is an injunction against that. So temporarily, he can't do nothing with that. And then also with him coming out talking about there's only male and female, just straight out gangster with it too. Just there's only two sexes, male and female.
That's how you
And
feel.
um, and then to also now that and anybody who's doing anything to try to help somebody transition to that, they have to be to transition to the opposite sex, they have to be stopped. And then you're having to deal with also now with him trying to do away with ratifying what was it, the what you call it, the Dred Scott decision. That, trying to do away with all of that. The 14th Amendment, trying to do away with that. Coming out talking about, on Martin Luther, on his inauguration, which ironically was on MLK Day, talking about he wants to try to work it so that there is no discrimination, but in the workplace, but that basically you're going to be considered for the job based upon your skills and your experience. I don't know how true or what he means or how that's going to work out, because doing away with DEI and all it and et cetera, guess what? Now you're opening the floor for people to think that now we're okay, we're going to go ahead and discriminate, segregate. We're going to try to make us go back to the way it used to be when we already said out of our mouths, we ain't going back. We ain't going back. So I
Make
have so
America
much to say on
make
this
America great again,
subject.
right? Again. Matter of fact, just like you said, Trump, he said it's gonna be just men, or men is just men and women are just women, and that's what it is, and that's what we're gonna get to. We're gonna get rid of this transgender lunacy. He just said a whole lot of things out of his mouth. Matter of fact, if you haven't heard of it, I'd like to play it for you. Here you go.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Well. No, okay. You might be a little upset at me about this one, okay? So let's say, for example, right? We say all men is to be with men. All women is to be with women. Okay? Let's start with this one. If we had this practice for 100 years, right? And we remove, okay, artificially assimilating and making kids through sperm banks, okay? There won't be no damn humans in 100 years, okay? We're gonna all perish because you can't have two outlets trying to get electricity. You can't have two plugs and put them together to try to get electricity. You have to have an outlet and a plug, put them in together, and that's where you get your electricity. Male and female. We've been populating this planet for millions of years by having a male and a female. And then there was one video I had, I should have brought it up, where a Congress lady said there, she's the expert on this, and they have new way of making babies through men, and they're called butt babies. What? Shut the fuck up. It sounds stupid as shit. So now you're shitting out babies?
You got that clip?
I wish I had that. I wish I had that clip. Don't make no sense. I'm just saying, right? Maybe it's not too bad of a thing
Lord
to
have
man
mercy.
be with a woman and a woman be with a man versus man being with men and women being with women. Now,
God bless you, son.
now a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you know, that's not right. Well, okay, I get it, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like I should, with this society that created this cancel culture, I don't feel like I should have to walk on eggshells because of your sexual preference. I shouldn't have to be careful of what I say because of what you do in your bedroom. What you do in your bedroom is based upon what you want to do. It shouldn't even be part of the topic. It shouldn't be part of conversation. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be part of life to where I got to walk around and make sure I don't say nothing crazy because your ass gonna get offended. Why can't I get offended because you called me how many niggas in your household? Exactly. Anyway, I just say that to say, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe
you went in a little bit right.
Maybe it's not too bad of a thing. Now you got the situation with people who are transgenders, right? We have to go from one to the next. You're changing your sex. Now, that's your business, okay? But you develop a community to back you up, and now I gotta walk on eggshells behind it because you want to change the fact that you thought that God messed up. So you need to cut your stuff off and put something else on? Come on, man. I don't feel like I should have to, you know what I'm saying, walk on eggshells because of that. That's me, straight up. What you think?
Me personally, the effects of it overall, you know what I'm talking about, I think it's kind of minuscule when you look at the big picture, because it's going to be used as a like kabuki theater, you know what I'm saying? They're going to use one aspect, you know, like you touched on it. Vast amounts of people would agree with you. There's a lot that's going to disagree with you.
A lot going to disagree with me. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
But
what they going to do is they going to jump from that to, just like they said, wipe out your history. We don't need to know our history. See, they lumped them together. You know what I'm saying? Because they know, like, you know, with Jesse and all them throughout history, they done put together coalition. So we've been lumped together with them, just like when Obama did it. You know what I'm saying? It was originally called civil rights. You know what I'm talking about? And then they branched out and included everybody else. So my point is that they gonna use that umbrella, you know what I'm talking about, where they put all the letters in, the LGB, you know what I'm saying? They gonna lump that community with us and anybody else that, like she said, ain't old, white, you know what I'm talking about, with a little change in their pocket. Because the sad part about it, a lot of poor folks, no matter what color you is, you about to be put under the umbrella with us. No matter how much you hate us, you about to be under the umbrella. You know what I'm saying? They started the raise. They doing with little raise, you know what I'm saying? Because they were going to do the big one in Chicago, but the news let it out. So they just popped one in Boston. You know what I'm talking about? I think they got like about 20, 30 people. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, what people got to understand is, these are like, they like some flesh and blood terminators. They not about to quit till they scrape the surface.
And just like you said, it's chess, not checkers, right?
Definitely chess.
They said, you know, I feel like this just kind of dawned on me, right? Let's allow people to be free, be open, because many centuries and many years we made sure that it was, you know what I'm saying, taboo, or it was not a cool thing to do, to be in the closet or open or nothing like that. We're going to keep it like that for a minute. Then all of a sudden we're going to switch it up and say, you know what? You should be out in the open. You're free. You're good. And then 10 years later, we're going to take it from you. You're playing with people. You allow people to feel like, okay, I could be myself. Nah, I can't be myself.
See, this is my problem with
That's
politics.
bogus.
This is my problem with politics. Almost every 4 years you hear him say it, but it don't sink in. I don't care if it's Republican, Democrat, or Independent. They tell you it's the great American experiment. They say that every time. But we just hear, you know what I'm saying? We've been desensitized to the wordplay. But they, like you say, they tell you right in front of your face, whether it's a social experiment, economic experiment, you know what I'm talking about? War on drugs, war on housing. I mean, it's all experiment, because what are they doing? they're not coming with a real solution
at all.
They're coming with a workaround, like you say, just like chess, to keep people disillusioned while they do whatever they gonna do. And we see what they've been doing. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I say it don't really matter. But they trying to make it matter.
Oh, it's gonna matter now, because it affects everybody in this realm. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're just trying to live your life or whatever the hell, it affects everybody.
Because I guarantee you, if you're in the one percenters, you can change yourself into an alligator if you wanted to, and they wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? You might make the Forbes list.
Straight up. Well, let's shift gears. Hey, Nancy.
Yes.
Matt, I'm gonna ask you a quick question.
Okay.
You are a God-fearing woman, correct?
Where
I
you
am a
going
what?
with
A
this, G?
doctor?
Where you going with this, man?
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Now, yes, you are a God-fearing woman, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe that this earth that we live on is as majestic as it is you know what I'm saying, it's described as it is in the Bible, correct?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Well, let's see what it
The
says
parts
about the
where they
Bible.
talk about it.
In the Bible,
Yeah.
as far as the description of what earth is, because I think there's a misunderstanding, not between you and I believe it's a misunderstanding out there in the world, right? People think that globe earthers and flat earthers are different. No, there's a common similarity. Here's a common similarity right there. Both parties believe that the earth is round. The difference between the two is one believes it's a ball, the other one believes it's flat like a plate. Okay? But they're both a circle. You can't agree, or can we not agree, that a circle is round?
Circle is round.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You got a scripture for me? Because I could pull something up.
I think I gave you that Isaiah, that 40.
Isaiah 40? Let's see.
40 and
22?
22.
Isaiah 40 and 22.
It touch up on it. It touch
You
up on
want to
it.
read it for me real quick? Pull it up.
Isaiah 40, 22.
Pull that up real quick.
Man.
And let's see, because I would like to
I'm
dive
looking
in
through
for
my
a second
phone, man.
and see what's y'all's opinion on this flat earth or globe earth theory. Before we do, Nancy, give me your opinion real quick. What you think? As far as like what you've been taught, do you believe it's round like a ball? Do you think it's flat like a pizza? Which one?
I don't think
Pizza,
it's
pizza.
flat like a pizza. I believe it's round.
Round. Okay. I do too.
I believe it's round.
I do too. It's round. Okay.
Piece.
You got that?
Yeah, I got it, man.
Let me read that for me. Read it.
Let me see. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens
Okay.
as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
As a tent to dwell in. Now, my question is, can you pitch a tent on a ball, or do you pitch a tent on something that's like a flat surface?
Yeah, we know the answer to that.
I'm just asking. If we're going to take scripture literal for what it says, let's try to get some kind of understanding and grasp what's being said. You got another scripture for me?
I believe, yeah, I got one. I got one
You got
more.
another one? Okay. Let's see what that other one is. Right. And then, Nancy, yes, what do you think?
Saying that it's talking about the curtains and how big God is. And it's talking about like the curtain, etc., that spreads like a tent. So when you're putting out a tent, you don't put the tent and it's like this here and you're squished up. But a tent, you stretch it out so that you can, as big as whatever size it is. You stretch it out so that you can go in there, lay in it if you're gonna lay in it, chill or whatever. But it spreads out. That's what it's talking about when it talks about that tent thing. But yeah, I believe that it's round, and like Stephanie's saying, it's like a globe. So I don't think it's just flat. I don't believe it's flat.
Okay.
But it's some of the things that occur sometimes will boggle our minds because of how amazing it is. Some things we can't even really explain.
Okay.
So, but anyway, that's my opinion. I still believe it's round. I don't believe it's just flat and
Okay.
it's just a straight line.
Oh, we lost her.
Oh, cuzzo.
We're gonna have to call her back real quick. But I got a video for you. Okay. You tell me what you think. All right.
Off top.
All right. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Of internet data is transmitted through underwater cable. Not much people has realized that nearly 100% of transoceanic data traffic is carried by undersea cables. These lines are laid on the bottom of the ocean and usually carries the world's internet, phone calls, even TV transmissions between continents. If 100% of internet data is transmitted through underwater cables, that only means that communication satellites are totally unnecessary. I mean, there is no satellites floating out space. It is a scam since our ocean is our real space. This photo right here was installed year 1410, a 600-year-old clock. Remarkable fusion of timekeeping, even celestial wisdom that stood the test of time. Does it look heliocentric to you or geocentric? Geography is called geography with purpose and not heliography. Horizon is called horizon with its purpose, it's horizontal. Airplane is called airplane with a purpose that we are living in a flat plane. I mean, you already let your partner lie to you, the governments lie to you, and NASA too. Come on. You shouldn't drink the whole ocean of lies thinking that the salty taste will taste like sugar. Imagination always creates reality, okay? Now imagine how this world is a flying ball rumbling around, but Polaris and our constellations still remain in the same position. I mean, how many billions of dollars invested in these so-called spaceships just to lie to us that they reach outer space? Unfortunately for NASA and modern astronomers, their theory of spherical Earth does not usually agree with facts because the formula of their curvature has always been found to be utterly fallacious. That's both on land and water. Have you remembered the Lake Baikal, the largest freshwater lake that's located in Russia, with 395 miles long and 49 miles wide and always frozen for 5 months a year, and it is so thick that cars can pass through across its flat surface? It's funny to think that if Earth were globe, there is supposed to be 19 miles of curvature present on the surface of the Lake Baikal. Instead, there is absence of the 19 miles of frozen curvature. Real physicists that can't be bought by governments always knew Earth is flat. Quantum physicists always work off of a flat Earth model. I believe you know aircraft would need to use what they called the dead reckoning. A dead reckoning is when an aircraft loses its communication on any ground tower, and they have to maintain their heading, speed, and altitude until they get reconnected with another land-based tower. If they could communicate through satellites in space, they don't need to use the dead reckoning, yeah? But they do because the satellite on space is a scam. Our space is the ocean, period. And don't forget, astronauts can't be astronauts without scuba diving lessons.
Hey,
Well,
man,
simple.
that's
There's
something
your-
to think about. I swear.
What you think?
I
Talk to me.
mean, they laid a very convincing thing out there. You know me. I'm on the bold joint, so yeah, I look at it a little different, but
A bowl.
yeah.
Okay, so talk to me. What that look like? A bowl. So it's opposite of what like the normal flat earther would say, right? Because a flat earther would say it would look more something like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, it gotta be something on the bottom.
Okay. So not this, but some opposite of that. Correct?
You gotta have a bottom. The Mariana Trench.
Okay. Of course. Okay. I feel that. Okay. So my next question is, do you understand a flight plan? A flight plan.
Oh yeah, I do. You know, I frequent the airs.
Okay. Okay. And so you kind of understand that they use like a gyroscope, if you would, like to kind of navigate and keep the plane, you know what I mean, even and all that good stuff. What's your take on that? You know what I'm saying? Talk to me.
I mean, like I said, it made you think when they was talking about the cables. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I do feel like, you know what I'm talking about, the current space program, like what we be shown on TV and all the little digital enhanced photos. Like, yeah, we need a real photo. You know what I'm saying? If you land it like
pads and why they make no sense on a globe. Auckland to Lima. How did Japan attack Hawaii on a flat Earth? Well, simple. There's your map. Take a look, because right now we're about to look at flight paths and why they make no sense on a globe. Auckland to Lima, Peru, stops in Los Angeles. Why? Makes sense on a flat Earth. Buenos Aires to New Delhi, stops in Amsterdam. Makes no sense on a globe. Perfect sense on a flat Earth. Here we have Sydney to Lima, Peru, which stops in Los Angeles. On a globe, it makes 0 sense. But on a flat Earth, it looks like it makes sense. Let's take a look at Wellington to Lima, which stops in Los Angeles. Again, makes 0 sense on a globe, but perfect sense on a flat Earth. Now let's look at Wellington to Mexico City, which stops in Los Angeles. On a flat Earth, it makes a lot of sense. Look at that. You got Wellington to Los Angeles, and then you go to Mexico City. Perfect sense. Now on the globe model, we have what looks like the most ridiculous. What's happening? Why would this ever happen? That would not be a flight path. It makes no sense. But again, this is all my opinion. I recommend everyone does their own research and comes to their own conclusions. I love you all.
that's compelling right there when you really think about it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I've heard from a documentary that I was watching back in it was a Katrina documentary actually, right? Back in 2005, and it was right when the hurricane happened. Okay, it was a documentary of Katrina and everything that was going on. Not to get off the subject, whatever. But within it, the brother was talking about how he was saying that the pilots, right, they don't actually fly the planes at all, right? They're actually flown by a computer, you know what I'm saying, just like any other drone or whatever. And he said the pilots are there just to keep, you know what I'm saying, the people comfortable, if you would, right? So with that being said, a lot of pilots, they may or may not tell you what it looked like up there, you know what I'm saying, if you was to ask them, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the horizon being straight all the time, or do they see the curvature of the bend or whatever. Because you could say that you see a bend through your little bubble window, maybe, on the side, but that's not even a real perspective. I think understanding and knowing, having an understanding of perspective will give us a real true understanding of where we really are on this planet, right? It's all about perspective, right? If you was to like look at down a hallway, right? You know for a fact from all the way from this end all the way to the other end, right? It's even. It's even as hell, right? But when you look at it, all the way down on the end, right, it comes in like to a point, right? Your horizon goes in and goes down like that, right? Same thing with a railroad track. You can stand on a railroad track, right? Look straight down that mud, and it goes inward. It's all about perspective, right? So I don't think the sun rises. I think it arrives. I don't think it sets. I think it departs. It's just out of our view, right? Another example, right? If you ever been to Florida, right? We in Colorado, right? Okay. That's what, about time zones, what, 2 hours away? Okay. So I was on the beach, standing on the beach. It's about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. The sun is still over the water. It ain't got over to the part where it's land, right? It's still over the water. Now, at 10 o'clock over there is what translate here about 8 o'clock. Now, 8 o'clock a.m., we can see the sun for sure. So that means we can see the sun way the hell over there, and it's still over the fucking ocean. That's crazy. Just look at that, right? Now, the flight plan part, let's get back to where I was talking about, because it's all about perspective. If you was to fly from, what is it? Okay, Argentina, straight to South Africa, my bad. There's no straight through flight. Why is that? You would think, okay, the shortest distance to somewhere is a straight line, okay? No, they got to go from, what is it, Argentina or Chile or wherever you start at the bottom of South America. Then you got to go up to, was that Morocco to get gas and then come down to go to South Africa? Any flight plan that's under the Southern Hemisphere doesn't make sense. You can put it in your phone right now. Go ahead and put it on, go on orbis.com right now and get you a straight through flight.
So you're saying the flight plan is indicative
to
that this is a flat plane?
Absolutely. Because the straightest, the quickest way to get to anywhere is a straight line, right? I'm just trying to see if that does that make sense to you or no?
I mean, that's all I deal with is rationale.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, so
I know there's some people out there that's gonna definitely hit me like, but bruh, you didn't think about this and that. But yeah, right now at the moment,
okay. All right, yeah. So looking at this image, right? From a straight shot from, like I say, Argentina to South Africa, it makes sense as to why they fly up South Africa straight to Morocco and then South Africa. Kind of makes sense, right? But if you was to do that on a ball, right? You got to, that's not even the right image I want, but you got to go from here to here to here. Doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying in that regards, right? But I want to get to this next one. And this next video is still pertaining to flat Earth, right? That's not it. It's the have you heard of the
Here's how to prove the flat Earth
Have you heard of the analemma?
I believe I saw that video, man. That was, I'm telling you, man, you're doing something on the table.
irrefutably. And it's something no one ever talks about. All right, picture this. The sun doesn't just hang out in the sky randomly. It moves in a pattern called the analemma. You've probably seen it before without realizing it. It's that figure-8 shape the sun traces over a year when observed at the same time every day. Seems normal, right? But here's where it gets weird. This pattern doesn't line up with the idea of a spinning globe. If Earth were a sphere hurtling through space, wouldn't the sun's path be a straight, predictable arc? Let's dig deeper because the truth is way more fascinating than you think. The analemma isn't just some random sky doodle. It's a map of the sun's movement on a flat plane. Imagine Earth as a flat surface with the sun circling above it, moving closer to the Tropic of Cancer in the summer and drifting toward the Tropic of Capricorn in the winter. That's what creates the seasons, temperature shifts, and the very pattern we call the analemma. It's a precise, predictable dance powered by Earth's electromagnetic energy. Think of it this way. The sun isn't a massive, distant star. It's a local light source, working in harmony with the electromagnetic field of our world. The wider loops of the analemma represent summer, as the sun's path expands outward, bathing more of the Earth in warmth. The tighter loops? That's winter, when the sun's path contracts. It's like clockwork, and it's all happening above a flat surface, not a spinning sphere. But here's where it gets even cooler. This electromagnetic system isn't just out there, it's reflected in us. Your body mirrors this design. Your nervous system, it's like a circuit board. Your lymphatic fluid, it's the oceans in miniature. Even your energy, your aura, is part of the same electromagnetic field. This isn't just a theory, it's a beautifully interconnected system.
Okay. So, the analemma. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna actually do that one day. I'm gonna go and take some pictures, and I want to get it for myself. Got to find a nice little location to sit down in one spot. You know what I'm saying? And take my picture every day at the same time. I got some.
You about to map you out your own.
I'm gonna map me out with an analemma.
Okay. It's 24 hours. So
It's not even 24 hours. Just going to a specific spot, right, where you could go ahead and record the sun, taking a picture of it at the same time every day. But that's pretty dope, though. The analemma. Now, okay. So now, like I was saying, so if you look like, okay, going down the hallway, right? Let me show you. Right? Look at this picture, right? That one right there. Now, for example, we all know, like I say, the walls is even as possible on both sides. When you look straight down, our perspective, it shows us that it goes down and it goes to our sides. You know what I'm saying? It goes to a little point, but that's not how it really is. So the sun is the same thing. Like when it's far away, it's real small, but when it gets close to you, over here, it gets a little bit bigger. So it's more of a local sun. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, a flat earth would say. It's a local sun instead of the sun being
I'm just really curious as to how, like, how now in school we're taught how we're the ones that's actually spinning and not necessarily the sun. So if they're saying now that the sun is rotating in this pattern around us, how they're gonna have to help me understand it all. So I'm like, wait, hold up. If all of that is really true, that really just ends everything that I've been taught, everything I've learned, been taught in school. And I'm a little older, not that much older, but I'm a little older. So, hi Mary, my sister's watching. But anyway, I'm just curious.
Okay.
How that all works and in comparison to what they're talking about now.
Right. Understood.
And how the sun rotates and how we see things and how the world, how the earth is the shape of the earth. So I'm curious.
Okay. All right. NASA. NASA, they even admitted themselves that they even photoshopped their own planet. I mean, the photos that they put out there, that's an image that NASA put out. And if you go back and look at the history of all the pictures that NASA put out on their website, they all look like different type of Earths. It's not the same land mass. Excuse me. So that's kind of fishy in itself. Like, I mean, okay, this is my thing, right? Okay, if you want to go ahead and debunk, if you want to go ahead and shut everything down about flat Earth, this is how you do it. It's very simple. All you got to do is use one of your satellites. Go up to space. You tell the president, all right, president, we're going to zoom down in on you. All you got to do is wave and say whatever you're going to say in real time. And we'll be quiet. That's all you got to do. Oh, have you ever noticed that, like, if you ever watch a movie and there's aliens invading, it always comes from the top. It don't ever come from the bottom. Like, think about it. Have you ever seen a movie where aliens came to the planet Earth, looking at planet Earth? Let's look at it again, planet Earth. They always come at it at an angle, right, from the top up. They'll never come at it from the very bottom. You'll never see invasion like that.
I mean,
that's interesting. That's just something I just thought of.
It's Hollywood. No Hollywood is full of myths.
Okay. Nancy, what you say? Hold on. Go ahead.
The movie Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
It came up through the water.
Yeah.
It didn't come down. It came up through the water.
And it was a different dimension in the Mariana Trench. Yeah, out south.
Hold on.
It was like a dimensional rift. You know what I'm talking about in the water. Y'all call that because of dimensional rift in the water.
Okay. Now, here, hold on. I got something for you, right? Here is my theory on how they took or came up with the idea. This is me talking. This is a theory of how I think they came up with the globe itself, right? If you already used the flat Earth map, right? Let me see if I have it. The flat Earth map, it has all of the planet, all of the continents on it and spread it out in a certain kind of way, blah, 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 right? But if you take a ball, you take that piece of paper and you fold it around that ball, right? The white around which was the Antarctic, the white around the edges, right? It becomes the bottom now, right? Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, maybe I'll just show you a bit what I'm talking about.
We turn the flat Earth map into a globe. Pay attention to the continents. They are still positioned north, east, west, and south. And take a look at the ice wall. What's it become when you turn it into a ball? It becomes the Antarctica. And if you notice, it's south of all the continents, just like the ice wall is south of all the continents on the flat Earth map. And therefore, you cannot tell the difference. The only reason that you believe what you believe is because that's what you have been taught to believe without questioning it.
So that's what I was trying to explain. You take the flat Earth map, take a ball, and you fold it over, and that's how you kind of get that representation. But, that's just my theory, Okay. Now, next thing. The moon landing was very interesting to me. You think it was real? Nancy, you think the moon landing was real?
I thought it was real. At least that's what I've been taught, what I've known. As far as I know. Okay. Unless something's different. Anything is bound to happen.
Well, as a videographer, photographer, if you would, right? When I look at the video, I'm thinking, okay, so the ship is coming down. They got somebody filming it. It's coming down. It lands, and they are the first people to land on the moon. Who's doing the recording? Who got the camera? Oh, and then when they leave, it's the same thing. They take off, and the camera go ahead and watching them depart. So y'all left your cameraman behind? I found the original footage of it. Want to see it?
You got the original?
I found the original of it.
Direction set.
I think. Let's see what this one look like. You tell me.
5%. How many bites? 5 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. APA at a descent. Mode control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm on.
We're home.
413 is in.
Man on the moon.
We copy you down, Eagle. Houston,
Oh, gee.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. You're looking good here.
Boy.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. Master Armand, take care of the descent. I'll get this stuff prepared.
Wally, say something. I'm speechless. I'm just trying to hold on to my breath. And there they sit on the moon. Just exactly nominal, wasn't it? Exactly as a flight plan all the way down. Man planning this thing on the surface of the earth. Oh, golly. We're done. That's funny.
What'd you think? Yeah, it could have been re-replicated. Just like everything else is fake.
Hey, only thing missing with dude need a cigarette. It's like they photoshopped the cigarette out of his mouth.
Well, you know, hey man.
You know, they was smoking on TV doing that.
Yeah, you know, NASA, you know, they dope at what they do, man. They dope at what they do. I mean, and even if you know the UN, they said we're gonna make our map look like this or our flag look like this. They could have changed it, made anything else, but you said this will be the representative.
Yeah,
that's, you know. So, with that being said, man, my last thing, right? I've noticed something before I go. I know you gotta go too. Have you ever noticed like the moon is transparent? Yeah. Nancy, have you noticed that the moon is kind of transparent? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you was to look like, hold on, let me see. Let me pull this up for you real quick. If you was to look at the moon, right, during the daytime, the dark areas is just as the same color as the sky around it, right? And then if you was to look at, you know what I'm saying, the moon during the nighttime, it's just the same thing. It's dark, just like it is around, it is around the night sky around it, right? That's very interesting. I thought, you know, like, why does it does that? Along with like going into crescent moons and all that good stuff, right? But one other very interesting discovery I came across. I was looking at the moon one day, right? I was just looking at it. And I had to kind of tilt my head a little bit. And I was like, you know what? The moon, the dark spots on the moon, it looks just like Africa. Let me show you something. Is this a coincidence or not? Like, okay, so if you look at the moon's dark spots, it has the top big part, it goes down, bam. Same thing with Africa, right? Even on the right side of it, the little dot, it's the same thing like Madagascar. That's crazy. Or am I tripping? It looks just like Africa. So I believe that the moon, our moon, is a cosmic mirror showing us, you know what I'm saying, something very interesting that we're not really paying attention to, which is they both are saying, hey, Are you recognizing anything similar, or?
Yeah, we're gonna go off that, man. My guy been hit me like, you know, you can get a telescope and see stuff that they left on the moon when they visit up there.
It's
You know what
probably
I'm saying? But then within your theory that they didn't go as far as they did, they just went way yonder up there. 'Cause it's just circling like the Analemma, right?
What you think, Nancy?
That is interesting, even to the little country down at the little
Madagascar?
down at the bottom to the
Right.
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 Is it Madagascar? Right, even to the position of it, of that spot that's on the moon, resembling the spot where Madagascar is. That is really interesting. I never seen it like that. So very interesting
It is.
and very cool.
Yeah, I believe.
It was a marshmallow.
That's dope. Right. Well, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. It was good talking to you, Nancy, like always. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you calling in, talking to us. You know, your opinions are so amazing. I love to hear what you have to say. It's dope.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Indeed. Enjoy being here talking with y'all.
All right, that's what's up. All right, man. Good night, and I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man.
Hey, man, they got to like, share, and
Subscribe to our network. Not just for the people, we are the people.